I failed at being a comic book YouTuber at HeroesCon this past weekend, but I absolutely succeeded at being a comic book collector. So let me tell you all about it. What's up, everybody? This is Jeff over at Outer Worlds Comics. Hope everybody's doing good. It has been about a week from today that the last day of HeroesCon, in which I was present at for 3 days, and it's taken me a little time to put this video together. I had to ship myself a box back, but I've just been busy. But I didn't take much video. I didn't take much photos, so I really failed as a comic book YouTuber. You know, I'm a collector through and through. I've always been a collector of 25 years. I appreciate the hunt and I get very focused. You know, I'm like chasing stuff down. I'm talking to people, that whole thing. And I think I just get right away kind of was like, you know what? I'm just going to take in my first Comic-Con experience. I've been to a small one in Colorado. This is my first Comic-Con experience ever as a comic book collector or anything. So it was just a big deal. I was very overwhelmed. I was busy hanging out with my friend Randy and visiting with the people that I knew from Colorado, and I was just meeting a ton of people. So I just kind of gave up on the video and figured, you know what, I'll just get back and show off some of the books I got. And there are a billion YouTube videos out there that have very extensive coverage of HeroesCon, so I'm sure you can go find that. And hopefully next year, I'm definitely going to go next year. I'll step up my game. I'm still I feel like baby stepping in the YouTube thing. But I really, really like collecting. And so I was very focused in on this overwhelming experience. And boy, was it. I was there. I was there with my friend. I went with my friend Rich. I went by myself, but I was helping my friend Rich, who owns this company called the Collection Drawer Company. And he makes drawer boxes. So, oh my goodness. He makes the comic book drawer boxes that, you know, they're really nice. They're not those boxes, but they open with a drawer. So I don't know if they've made it out to the East Coast. If you're in Colorado, you see them everywhere. He's trying to kind of extend where he's being able to ship them to. He's getting the word out. That's why he was there. So I helped him kind of set up. I helped him watch the booth a few times and then help him tour down. Help him bring the stuff into the convention, things like that, which gave me a vendor's pass. So I was in there Thursday night and immediately started looking at comics at this booth that was near us. It was amazing. I'm going to talk about those comics in another video because I had a huge stack. I'm going to try to be somewhat concise here with these videos. So then Friday I was, this microphone is not working for me, but Friday was all autographs pretty much. I was in line in the morning and then really all the way through the afternoon. I was in the Claremont's line for 2 hours and 45 minutes, which was crazy. But I really kind of got a lot of the autographs I wanted, and then did some comic book key hunting towards the end of the day. I did the drink and draw, which is fantastic. You know, it's a whole auction. Art, you're drawing art on coasters, artists are at least, and then you can kind of go up and pay for what kind of they have it in different divisions of money. So, and then they have a big wall of stuff, and then I bought something there. Saturday again started the first half of the day on autographs, and then spent a little bit more time looking at comics, but really talking to a lot of artists. And just really getting to talking to people. It was really fun. I met a lot of people online. That was really fun. And then Sunday, knocked out a couple autographs, and then really was all day looking at comics, and really tried to focus on like starting at one end, working my way to the other, looking for some of the key books that I had on my list, and then just exploring a little bit, and had some really great encounters with dealers doing just some exploring and looking at one book, and the next thing you know, they're showing you another book, and it was really awesome. I had the greatest time. I think my biggest takeaway was I feel like I laid some foundation kind of relationship building. That's what I do. I've always done in my living is I'm kind of a guy involved in relationship building and negotiations, and it's like a sales side of things. I'm not really truly in sales, but I am a relationship guy. So That's my takeaway, is that I got to know a lot of people either just standing in line. I met several artists that I bought some stuff from that I feel like I could go back next year and be like, hey, how you doing? Did run into a few YouTubers, but not as many as I saw them running around everywhere. I just don't always approach people. Saw Gino Talks Comics. I think that's the name of his channel. I do watch it. I'm bad at remembering those things. Talked to him for a second. He was cool. Big Nasty out there. I saw him. And then everything else, it seemed like just, a quick encounter, a quick hello, and moving on, which was great. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got their thing going on. And I am definitely one of those collectors that is kind of more laser focused. So I'm not, I wasn't jumping around, grabbing people to say hello as much as I would like to, but I did build a lot of relationships, at least getting started with that. And then of course I spent a lot of time with, the guys that I was out there with, Colorado, in particular Randy, who works at Hall of Justice Comics, which I've mentioned here several times. And me and him ended up walking around together quite a bit, had a great time. Just like he was finding me some books, which I'll talk about. I found him some stuff. He knows a lot of people. He knows a lot of artists and stuff like that. So like I talked to Joe Kelly at the bar at the Westin for like 30 minutes because he knew Randy, and then that just kicked off a whole conversation for 30 minutes talking to Joe Kelly. Scotty Young knew Randy. He was with Joe Kelly, so he said hi to Randy, and then I got an introduction that way. And it just kind of went like that all weekend, where I was just getting to know different artists because Randy will just go up and talk to everybody, and he also collects a lot of art and stuff. So anyway, it was all the things. Like, I'm excited to go back next year because I feel like, okay, I will have some relationships that people I will know, and it'll just build and build and build. And that was really exciting, and probably my favorite thing about the convention. But let's get to some books. We're 6 minutes in. I know nobody wants to hear me ramble forever. Hopefully I pop some video on there when I'm talking. I think I can edit in a few things. So I had my list. If you watched my last video, I had a list of books I wanted. I did not get everything off the list. But I did pretty good. I got some stuff that I wanted. I did not spend nearly as much as I thought I was going to spend because I spent so much time on everything else. So let's start with some books that I got off my list. We'll start with the easy one. We got Daredevil 150. And this is, if you've watched my channel, you know that I love the Paladin, the character of the Paladin. I love his costume. That's really what I don't know what it is. I love it. And I love purple. He's kind of a purple one. He is purple. His costume is purple. So I wanted his first appearance. So that's Daredevil 150, first appearance of Paladin. Very cool. I got that for really cheap. It's not an expensive book. I think I got it for $10. Okay. And then we got, I love the Hulk. He's my number one guy. And I want to get iconic kind of Hulk covers. So I had my eye open for Daredevil 163. I haven't even changed the bag or removed the sticker. I would say, I don't think I paid the price on the sticker of any of the books that I bought. And I found personally that the deals were fine. Like the books I got were either a little bit better than what I would see as like current eBay last sold prices, like maybe the general average, or right on it. Or I'm not paying shipping if it's like eBay, but I felt very happy with the prices. There were some that were crazy. There were some where you start talking, you negotiate, you dig. There were certain booths that I thought had great deals. And then there were some that were like, I'm not buying anything from them. They're crazy. So I just felt like you had to do a little work. That's what I did. So I got Daredevil 163, and it's just got a great cover with the Hulk kind of looming his shadow in there. I love that cover, and I've been wanting to grab this one for a while. This is a nice copy. And this is the only one time I did this. I bought another copy. I must have bought one and not realized I had one and then bought another one. So now I have two copies. I got Hulk or Captain America 230, this is definitely an iconic cover. Hulk smashing into the shield. That was one that I've definitely been wanting. It's in pretty nice condition. I got a good deal. I bought this as kind of a bulk deal. I wish I could remember the name of those dealers. Again, this is where taking video didn't help because I'd shout them out. Yeah, they were great guys, and they really worked with me on this kind of bundle deal that I did. So I was thrilled with that. So Captain America 230, that was on my list. And now we get into some of the special ones out of my list, out of the keys that I wanted. we got X-Men 109, the first appearance of Weapon Alpha, who becomes the Guardian. You know, he's the leader of the Alpha Flight. But yeah, this one was trying to remember how I ended up with this, what the story is with this book. I know that I got a pretty good deal on it. This one is a little foggy as how it all played out because there was so much of that going on. So many deals, but I was thrilled to have this book. Of course, if you watch my channel or if this is the first time, I have a special affinity for the Alpha Flight, and I almost have the run completed. I need maybe like 12 books. So I wanted these key appearances of Alpha Flight members and the group itself. So yeah, I was really thrilled. That's a pretty nice copy. So great. Okay, the next one I've got X-Men 120. So this is the first cameo appearance of Alpha Flight. Beautiful copy. This was the last key book that I bought of the weekend. On Sunday, I walked around everywhere looking for copies of this book and then sizing up the best the best grade, the best price. And I finally kind of settled between two. This guy was asking $100 and the other guy was asking $100. And then I had to figure out what was the best grade. And so I go to the other guy and it sold. So it had sold in like 20 minutes that because their booths were close next to each other. So I ran back, it was sold, dang it. And so I go back to this guy and it's still a nice grade. There's just a few ticks in here, but nothing crazy. And it had 100 on it. And I said, and it was true. I had $75 of cash left in my pocket. And I said, I have $75 of cash left in my pocket. Would you take that? And he goes, done. Let's do it. So, you know, I felt that was a pretty fair deal. It's not you know, highest grade. I wouldn't call it. It's probably an 8.0, which I'm fine with that. You know, that's good. So happy there. And then last but not least, the first full appearance of Alpha Flight and X-Men 121. This is a pretty nice copy. My buddy Randy was with me when we were looking at this, and he's like the right-hand man at the comic book store he works at. He does a lot there, so he knows how to negotiate on comics, and he helped me out with this one. He negotiated this deal with me. So I can't remember what we got it down to. It was like $130, I think, for this book, down from like $175 because they already had a discount on it, and then he negotiated a little bit more. So that's a big book for me. I was really happy to get this book. And now I feel like I've got all kind of the major Alpha Flight books, I think, at this time. So there you go. All right. And then I had a few Hulk keys that I was looking for. Of course, I wasn't trying to get 181 or 180. So that left like Rocket cover, the Wendigo first appearance, and Doc Samson first appearance. Those are the three big ones that I need outside of like the very early issues. So I did track down a pretty nice copy of Hulk 162, first appearance of Wendigo. This is not bad. I mean, I think it's maybe like a 7.0, maybe a 6.5. There actually ended up being a little bit of a crease here that I did not see when I bought it. Otherwise, it's a really nice book. Maybe just a little tanning on it, but I'm okay with that. I don't have to have everything 9.5, 6s or 8s or whatever. So this is a really cool book. I was really happy to get it, and I negotiated the guy down on this one. I think I got a pretty good deal. Yeah, so there we go on that. And then here's one, I would say the two biggest books I was really hoping to get, maybe 2 out of the 3, was this Hulk 271. I think this is actually the second appearance of Rocket Raccoon, maybe the first cover appearance of Rocket. I think it's the second appearance, but he might be in a magazine before that. I don't know. Anyway, it's a newsstand. It's pretty nice grade. It's got one little issue by the staple up here. It's not, the staple is not the issue. There's just some discoloration. Otherwise, it's a very nice copy. And I was able to negotiate a pretty good deal on this too, I thought, because I got this on Sunday. I was really working the deals on Sunday, as you should probably. But I was really happy to get this. A newsstand, Hulk 271. That was a big book for my Hulk collection. So yeah. And then last but not least, we've got Fantastic Four 112 and a 6.0. This was the book I was going for sure. This was the number one book I wanted. I absolutely love the cover. Iconic Stan Lee story, John Buscema and Joe Sinnott art. And then, just a classic Hulkverse thing, battle issue, J. Jonah Jameson cameo. Anyway, so when we got there, I think on Friday, I found a very high-grade raw copy of this book. They were asking $600. Tried to negotiate down to $500. They didn't take it. It was actually the Heroes for Hire comic book store's booth that had it. It was a really nice copy. And boy, I 600, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. And it was Friday, so I was like, I'll come back. Well, they sold it the next day. So we ended up, then I was with my buddy Randy. We found a 5.0 of this, and he was willing to come down to 180. It had a big, nasty kind of mark right here. Spine was in worse condition. So I thought about it, ended up passing. And then Randy and I separate for several hours, and I'm in line. I get done with an autograph. He meets up with me, and he's like, pulls this out of his thing, and he goes, and basically he bought it for me because he knew I wanted it. He got a great deal. He got this for $150, and I think he was just hoping that I hadn't already bought it, and had I not bought it, he would probably have just kept it and sold at the store. But either way, I was thrilled because I really only saw one more decent copy of this book, and it wasn't graded. And this is a really nice 6.0, man. Like, the cover itself is beautiful. Of course, this book is hard to find without the ticks because of the black cover. And it does have some spine ticks, but it's nothing terrible. It's got some corner stuff down here, but I like just being able to see kind of like all of that really nicely. That's what I want. And it looks great. So I'm very, very, very happy with this 6.0. I wasn't going to try to get a 9.2 even of this book. I wasn't wanting to pay that kind of money, although that raw copy probably was like an 8.5, 9.0. Anyway, really happy with this. Thanks to my boy Randy. Yay comics, as he likes to say. So that was awesome. Those are the key books I got. We're at 17 minutes. I'll tell you what, I'm going to probably make 3 videos, and I got some other stuff, 2 other videos. So that's it. That's kind of my first crack at explaining my experience at Heroes Con. I picked up some key books I was looking for. Not everything, but I did okay. I grabbed some cool stuff I wanted, and just had an amazing experience. I took it all in. I feel like I can pat myself on the back. I feel like I crushed Heroes Con without a doubt. I think I did really good. And I've met a lot of great people, maybe some people now watching the channel, some people maybe have already watched the channel that I met there. So thank you so much for taking the time that I spent with people in the lines talking, all of it. All of it was amazing, amazing. I had the greatest time. I equate it to I was following fish around for 25, 30 years, and like 3-day runs, big runs of fish where they would like post up at Hampton Coliseum or MSG or the Gorge or Deer Creek. You get so excited, and you go around a house with your buddies, and you go to the shows, and then you hang out during the day, and this thing is stupid. And you go into the parking lot and hang out. That's a whole thing in the fish world. And I feel like I got a sense of that at the Comic-Con. So I really was able to take it in and experience it, I think, in a really positive, healthy way. Didn't blow all my money, and I met some great people. So anyway, it was awesome, and I cannot wait to go back. So this microphone, I'm going to fix that for the next video. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Please, I didn't start out the video with like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm at 464. So I'm getting real close to 500. And I'm about halfway through. I started this kind of late January, so I would love to hit 500 by the end of July. That would be awesome, like halfway through the year. So if you're watching this and you can take the time to like and subscribe, if you like it, that'd be great. I really appreciate it. So we'll catch you on the next one, where I'll show off some of my autographs, and I'll show off some of the other fun stuff I got. Until then, peace out. Thanks for watching.